going on, guys? Welcome back to Max Boneyard Builds. Man, I have been busy. I've got a couple videos where I've got all the content shot. However, of course, my computer shot craps on me and I can't get the videos put together. So hopefully I'm going to be getting a computer here soon, and then I'll get all the videos done, and then we're going to stick them all on there at once. So if you're wondering where I've been, I've got some content shot. Went to the Everettsville Dare Car Show. Man, it was a hot one this year. Holy cow. It was like a heat index of like 110 or something crazy. It was a melter. So I didn't hang around. I handed out some flyers. Took some videos of some of the cars that was out there, and I was gone, man. I was melting. But anyways, I'm heading out and going to be doing the water pump on the first gen Lightning today. Man, water pumps are kind of easy, you know what I mean? Like, get everything out of the way, get the water pump off, get your block surface and stuff all cleaned up, put your gaskets on, put the water pump back on, put everything you took off to get to it back on, you know what I mean? They're kind of simple. Just remember where all your bolts go, what order everything was layered or whatever, and it's not that hard. So I did the one on the Cat Eye, on the Silverado. I'm not going to go through this thing super step by step, just kind of little snippets. Hey, take this off, take that off. So, but anyways, let's go out there and check out the Lightning, get that water pump changed, get it back on the road. All right, guys, here she is. Yeah, the water pump on this thing started leaking. The weep hole, man, it had coolant. Came out here one day and it just all underneath here was soaked. So obviously I threw down some cardboard and that, soak it up. It's just leaking nonstop. So anyways, game plan, just like with any others, try and get some light in here. I'm gonna get this upper radiator hose off. Obviously gonna get the serpentine belt off. We are gonna have to take the fan off, I believe, first. Otherwise we're not going to have enough room. Probably going to have to take this whole shroud off, which this one's never been off, or if it has, it's been back together, so hasn't been cut or anything. So this is all one piece. Probably going to have to take that whole thing off. The big pain is this AC compressor, and that is actually on top of the water pump. So this AC compressor and the bracket that holds it, this is going to all have to be taken off. Hopefully I can just kind of snake it to the side, pin it up here somewhere. And of course, like this air box and stuff, while we're in here, just pop it loose, get a few of these pieces out of the way, just so we can get down to the water pump, held on by just a few bolts in that. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I've seen a few videos online that go through this step by step by step. You know, I'm just tinkering, doing my thing. If I come across something noteworthy, I'll jump back in here. If not, I may just set up a time lapse, just kind of run through this. This is not a step by step. I'm just tinkering. Figured I'd turn the camera on and go through the motions with you. So I got the upper hose, got the air box out of here. Like I said, we got to get rid of this mechanical fan. Keep your serpentine belt and stuff on. That way it's got tension on this water pump pulley. And then you've got 4 bolts that hold that mechanical fan on the front of the water pump. 7/16 takes them off. Get rid of that mechanical fan. Give yourself some room to keep that belt on. That way you got tension on that water pump pulley to crack open those 4 7/16. Okay, got the mechanical fan out of there. I'm going to go ahead and pop off the serpentine belt. There is not a serpentine belt guide on the truck anywhere, so make yourself a nice crude drawing that shows you your belt routing before you take it off. Yes, you may take a look at it and say, oh, okay, that's pretty simple, and then take it off. But if you do that, before you actually do your crude little drawing, you may get something backwards. Alright guys, after I don't know, hour and a half's worth of work, taking my time, this is what you end up with. Your water pump sits here. It's got what, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 bolts, looks like, goes around here. They are all different flavors and lengths. As you can see, I threw it in the new water pump. They're all different lengths and stuff. I threw them in the new one just to try and give myself an idea of what goes where. Man, this is definitely the original water pump. I'm gonna try and get you in here. You might go crooked or something, but man, look at all this sediment just chilling all the way across here. You can see the old gasket. I mean, this thing is just petrified. I mean, you barely touch it and it just disintegrates in your hands. So I'm going to get all this cleaned up, get all this around the block back here cleaned up. I'm going to take this thermostat housing off. This is obviously original, and you can see it's been leaking around the hose because, remember, this is a 93. It still has the factory hose clamps on it from 93. I mean, holy crap. So it's been weeping around here. So I'm going to take this thermostat housing off too while I'm in here. Try and get this cleaned up the best I can. I may have to order a new housing because I don't think the housing's bad. I think it was leaking around the hose. But since I'm already here, I'm going to go ahead, change that thermostat out too. I'm going to have to run and grab one of those. That's going to take a little bit of time. But as you can see, I got the AC and power steering. I just put a ratchet strap on it. Lightly put it on the inner fender. There's no real pressure on this. I mean, you can see it's just keeping it upright so you can get it out of the way, because that power steering right here loops on top of your water pump bolt, so to keep it stabilized. So this has to come out of the way. It's just got 1, 2, 3 bolts that hold it on. As soon as you get those cracked loose, it's loose enough. I just got it resting down here on the steering controls, and then just got the weight held up by this ratchet strap. So I'm going to get all this cleaned up, probably get all this behind here cleaned up, get the thermostat taken off, probably get the new water pump put on, and then get a new thermostat, and then do it all backwards. Alright guys, real quick, got the mating surface all cleaned up with a razor blade. Go over several different directions, let everything dry, wipe it down, let everything dry, come back, and you'll see little bits and pieces that you missed. These are your water jackets here and here. Make sure that around here is really good and clean. I did have a towel down so nothing would fall in my lower rad hose, so there was a towel down here the whole time I was scraping and stuff to keep debris out of there. I did end up take this thermostat housing off. I got all this cleaned up around here as well. The housing itself, once I scraped off a bunch of that corrosion and stuff, it still looks pretty good. I'll probably hit it with a real small brass brush or something, try and get that last little bit off. There's just one little bit right there that's starting to eat through, but man, it's just barely. You know, we're just trying to keep that logo right there, so if we can save the original part, we're going to do it. Got the thermostat out of there. Same thing, there's a little bit of corrosion and stuff on the backside. There's still a definitive lip around here that I can feel all the way around for that thermostat to sit in. So we're going to go pick up a new one of those, get a new gasket for this, and then after that, going to get it all back together. But for the time being, I'm going to have to go pick one of them up. I might have to order one, I don't know. So this is probably going to be a 2-day job for now. But yeah, this was definitely the original water pump on this thing. Look at that baby. Look at that. All the miles. Alright guys, Day 2, out here bright and early, a little crisp. Got to get the old sweatshirt out. Got the, let me get you turned around here. Alright, so we got the new thermostat, new gasket, and all that fun jazz. Good thing is now I can come back in here. Now that this has had a evening to dry, I can make sure that all my gasket material and everything's off of my mating surface down here. Another big thing is if you're going to do a 2-day job, as well as how good you think your memory is, I always suggest putting your bolts back. So I set the bolts back in the thermostat housing here. Obviously I put all my bolts back in the water pump where they're supposed to be. I even put the bolts back in that hold the fan shroud. Put all your bolts back, because no matter how good you think your memory might be, it may not be as good as what you think. Let's start piecing this thing back together, and hopefully it goes back together. Alright, got the thermostat back in, new gasket. Don't forget your torque wrench, boys and girls. I got the thermostat housing torqued at 15. Got all the bolts back in place on this new shiny water pump. Got all of these torqued to 20. Of course they give ranges like 15 to 22 and 12 to 15 on the water pump. 12 felt really loose, so I went towards the 15 on the thermostat up here. About 20 I think it was on the water pump itself. Felt pretty good. Gave her just dialed it up to like about 21 on the gauge, and it feels good, feels nice and tight. Of course this is aluminum on the back side, aluminum on the front. You don't get crazy because you don't want to strip anything out. So I got the serpentine belt back on. Follow your diagram. I did throw a couple of the bolts for the mechanical fan back in here to get everything spun around and get this set in place. And then I pulled those bolts back out, and now that serpentine belt's going to hold everything in place. So when I get the fan shroud back in and I snake that fan back in, everything should be lined up. I can put the bolts in, good to go, instead of trying to fight that and then trying to fight that serpentine belt around that fan. So there it is, all put back together. Everything's tidied up. The only thing to do now is top off the coolant, which I just did that. Fired up, gonna pull it out of the garage, let it warm for a while, and let some of that coolant circulate. With that 351, that thing goes right into that thermostat, which is going to be closed, so it's not going to be circulating. So I got to get this thing hot so that thing opens up, gets this coolant circulating out. That way I can keep topping it off. It'll probably take another quarter gallon or more, if I had to guess, once this gets topped off. So we'll do that, and we should be good to go. Dead battery. You gotta be kidding me. there we go. The Gen 1 93 Lightning back on the road. New thermostat, new water pump, obviously gaskets to go along with. Did a little spring cleaning while I was in there, cleaned the inside of the fan shroud and all that stuff, just like I knew Dad probably would want me to do. But I did not sit there with a toothbrush and clean that engine block like I know he would have made me. So, after the old LS, got the old Ford jumped. She was on the road, took her for a trip around the block, burped that coolant out. Everything worked out great, and she's going to be on the road for the upcoming car show. Don't forget, October 5th, East Alton, Illinois, Preter Park. We're going to have the memorial car cruise for my dad. From what I understand, talking to the car community here in the Metro St. Louis, obviously everyone knew him and or his truck. So we've got people coming from as far as Creve Coeur and further coming out here, plus all of the guys here on the Illinois side. Should be a great get-together. Enjoy the food trucks and cornhole tournaments and DJs and everything else we're going to have out there. It should be a really good time. October 5th, 11 to 6, East Alton, Illinois, Preter Park. I feel like I'm rambling on. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I think we're up to like 3,100 now. I thank you with all of my heart. It means the world to me. Hopefully I'll go get these videos together as soon as I get a new computer, because mine blew up on me. And I will get this content out to you. But until next time, thanks for stopping by, checking out the video. I'll see you next time.